When I sort of started thinking about this idea back in the old days, I used to call this, it was a book, still isn't a book, might be someday. And I called it Relationship Portfolio Management. The idea I had back then and still do today is that, you know, how many people here have an investment advisor, actually someone that they work with to manage their money and to help them with their RSPs? So many of us do. And we spend a lot of time and effort managing the portfolio of our investments. And I sort of thought one day, you know, I have done a ton of stuff out there. And everything I've done in my life and all the businesses I've been part of, it's involved people. It's involved the relationships in my life. And I have a wonderful family, and those relationships are important to me. And I have very special friends. And I'm growing old, and I'm about to retire and grow really, really old. And my friendships and relationships are going to be becoming even more important to me. And I thought, why are we spending so much time on the financial portfolio? Why don't we actually manage our portfolio of relationships? And maybe we could develop a little process, maybe a science, to thinking about the people in our lives. And that brings me here today, 3 to 4 years later. It isn't called relationship portfolio management anymore. I'm not sure why. But I do extend the words to building and managing our professional and personal networks. It's all about the people in our lives. We move along through the science of managing the relationships to setting our goals. Where do we want to be in 1 month, 6 months, a year to 2.5, or 2.5, 2 and 5 years? We want to establish a plan. This is all good and fun and easy, but it's useless unless you take this information that you're gathering and you actually strategize and develop a plan. How are you going to change it? What are you going to do to feed that relationship? What are you going to do to help the cause? And we're going to move from the plan to execution of the plan. You all know I'm from the project, you don't know, but I'm from the project management business. Everything's a plan. Everything has to have a plan and an end goal and an execution. And for every great plan, you need a method of remeasuring and revisiting and reanalyzing. My wife's in the room and she'll be a little embarrassed for me to tell you this in public, but every year or so, we sit down and create a life plan. We don't create it, we review last year's version of our life plan. Where do we want to be in 1, 3, and 5 years? Where do we want our children to be? Where will we be and how will we be living? And when you're this old, I can tell you, you start thinking about what are we going to be living on and what are we going to be doing for fun when I'm no longer working 9 to 5 every day. We need to strategize. We need a plan. So do you sometimes. And round and about, maybe every year, you might diarize to go back to the beginning and take stock again. Because maybe the answers are totally different. That is my science of relationship portfolio management. The concept is, think about it like a strategic plan, think about the people in your life like a business, and think about some of the terms that I've just thrown up on the board. We're going to prioritize. So I told you it's going to sound weird, but you're going to think about this, and you're going to say, that was pretty heavy, but you're going to remember it, because it was weird. And I'm going to talk about, well, who's in most need of attention today? We can't deal with all of our relationships every day of our lives or all the time. Well, okay, for this year, why don't you split out 3 of them? The 3 that need to be dealt with, for the good, for the bad, or for the ugly, for whatever it is. Are they weak in any area? Are you weak? Is your portfolio of relationships weak in any of these areas? Yeah, I got a brother-in-law I don't like. Deal with it. Yeah, I don't have a very best friend anymore. Lost her or him. Or I'm not happy with the friends that are really close to me. I think I should strategize to move that portfolio around a bit. Sell off some stock. Buy some new stock. I know it sounds terrible. Told you it'd be weird. We want to analyze. Yes. If you've got a brother-in-law you hate, if you've got a sister you want to get along with, if you've got a relationship in your life you want to take to the next level, you might want to think about what we call what analysis? Anyone? SWOT. A SWOT analysis. Your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and the threats. We do it for businesses. Try having a glass of wine with a best friend someday and think about someone in your life and do a SWOT analysis. And you'll laugh. You go, wow, that's kind of cool. What are the strengths of this person and this relationship? Where are the weaknesses? Where are the opportunities? And where are the threats to this relationship?